Get up there, dude. Good boy. Welcome, everybody, to Uncle Rico's Storytime. I'm your host, Nicholas Johns. Tonight we have the Mountain Land Update. First of all, thank you everyone that watched. That was the first time that my last episode, that was the first time that I've tried to promote it. Again, I'm not really trying to get anything from this. I am just looking for a way to vent and maybe giving others an opportunity to learn from the dumb shit that I have done and continue to do. Most recently was me getting into a shit show argument with virtually a older, more burned out, slightly retarded version of myself. Although I can be slightly retarded at times, mentally challenged. I'm not making fun. Oh, okay. But yeah, a lot of people watched, which was cool. And a lot of old friends reached out, which was even cooler because I'm a hermit and I don't get out and I love hearing from everybody. So, old friends, even strangers, people that just got offended by me saying the R word, reach out. And I will explain that I'm not at all trying to talk shit about people that are on the spectrum. We're not going to go down this road. Anyways, so I was getting into it. Last episode, I was getting into it with this guy. Oh my God, that's good. And I was in jeopardy of losing my land. I say was because I ended up getting it. So I filmed my last podcast. This is episode 11. I got some feedback from people, so I appreciate that. I should have the camera center to me so it doesn't make my receding hairline look horrible. I'll let the mane go this evening. I don't normally do that, but I just got out of the shower. So, I recorded my last podcast on a Sunday night. We were supposed to go to signing for the close of this property, me and the seller, at Monday at noon. For those of you who don't know finances and stuff, if you don't get that shit done that business day, they got to redo everything. They got to resend paperwork. We're at a remote location, so the office had to courier the papers to them in the morning. You miss that day, boom, everything resets, all the numbers change. They have to date everything. Again, redate all the paperwork again. So our signing is set for noon on a Monday. And at this point, it's over. We went back and forth all night that night. I woke up in the morning and he was still not budging on his number. So I basically tried to stay busy. And then at about 1 o'clock, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take a nap. I figured this dude went to another guy on the hill that he was bitching about. He was bitching about a dude on the hill. This partner, this guy where my land infringes on his. Not really infringes on it, but he wants he wants my land. This neighbor does. And I figured he went to him because he was scorned and mad at me. But he called me back at like 2:00, and he says he calls me back from a different number because he had called me Sunday and started yelling at me, and then he hung up on me, and that's kind of my pet peeve. So I was like, "Fuck you, dude." He tried calling me back like 15 minutes later, and I texted him. I was like, "That you don't get any more phone calls." You know, I was like, everything through email, da 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 da. So the next day at 2:00, after we had missed our signing, he calls me from a different number. And I answer. He goes, "Hey, it's Matt. You know, da 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 da." He goes, "Look, Matt, I like you. Let's get this deal done." And I go, "Are you fucking kidding me? It's 2:00, dude. All these places fucking close at 4. I got to run around to banks and shit. You're like an hour away. Da 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 da." He goes, "No, I'm in New River. I'm like 30 minutes away from your location. 40 minutes." So I said, "Okay, man. Let me fucking see if, so I hang up, call, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I call it back. I go, "Dude, we can do this. Okay? So fucking start motoring to this location." I go, "Can you get there?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So I go, "You need to get there before 4:00. We need to get all of this shit signed, and it needs to get into a UPS envelope. They drop at 4, like da da da." So I get there, I sign real quick. Run around to the bank. I don't sign real quick. I get there, find out, da 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 da. Run around to the banks, come back, bring my cashier's check in, and at this time it's 4:30. We've already missed the UPS. I got my money, and that's all they really needed. Found out. So we missed the 4:00 cutoff, but we got the money in, so it's fine. Now we're shooting for the office closes at 5. I'm in there signing at 4:30, and he calls me up and he goes, I go, "Dude, where are you at?" And he goes, "I'm like 20 minutes away." And I go, "Okay, you need to get in here by 5. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm at a gas station. I'm just trading buds for gas money." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "No, it's cool, man." And I go, "Do you need me to drive over there and give you money?" And he goes, "I do it all the time. I'll see you in 20 minutes. And he hangs up on me. And I turn to the title lady, and I'm like, "You heard that, right?" And she's like, "It's okay, it's okay." Because they obviously know all the shit that I had been going through. So, but he came rolling in at like 4:45, fucking signed his shit. We sat out in the parking lot. He offered me a nug. It's one of the few times that I've turned a nug down. I'm like, "No, it's cool, man. I got plenty." But then he goes, we went out there shooting the shit. He apologized and everything. We're chatting now. But he goes, "Hey, sorry about everything. Are we good?" And I go, "Yeah, man, we're good." So squashed. So the land is mine. I got a mountain view, 10 minutes away from a fucking lake. So it was officially recorded the next day on a Tuesday. I was waiting for the other shoe to foot drop, and I wrecked my truck. Wasn't as bad as it could have been. I was an idiot. It was on me. I'm a dumbass. So I hope that's it. Put a new lower control arm on today. Getting the rotation, not rotation. Fucking whatever. Getting the thing done to the alignment done. Ugh. Getting the alignment done tomorrow morning. I'm gonna buy a trailer then tomorrow night, and hopefully go up to my land that I own this weekend. So I have been around the block quite a bit. I tallied it up. I've lived in 12 different states. Fucking countless different places in those states. I think I've lived in like 40 different places. Hi, buddy. Come on up, Chico Rico. So it's good to finally have a home, something I can start building on. I love improving stuff and fixing stuff up. My mom and dad, we did that when we were younger. We moved around quite a bit when we were kids, and they always liked to buy a house that you can fix up and get value from. So, and this is a situation where it's all value. Out in Arizona, the only real off-grid properties that you can find are like $1,000 like acres or bigger, but it's that cheap because you're never going to get utilities to it. And I'm in a situation, there's a little valley on the other side of the ridge where I have my land where they have electricity. There's a neighbor that's grading out land, and he looks like he's doing everything legit, so maybe he gets electricity. If he does, then I can get it for cheap. But either way, I've got my solar power plan, and I've got all my water filtration plans, so I'm really excited about being able to do the projects. I'm basically gonna just build a really cool fucking fort, because I'm single and I don't give a shit what it looks like. And I don't know, maybe even do like a fireman's pole or a fucking rope swing or something. I'm gonna build a lot of decking for the dogs to run around. Hell yeah, dude. That's for you, Chico and Zeusy. So, I'm super fucking stoked. I got my land. And that calls for... Still don't know if I can smoke pot on video. Woo! So, that is the update. Got the land. What else is going on? Yeah, buddy. Nothing really important there. Saw the Macho Man was in town. The hell did I see? What did I see the Macho Man in the news about? I don't know, but I wrote it down. My Macho Man experience. When I was in the Navy out in San Diego, they had the X Games out there. And I'd always hang out on this, I think it was Johnny's something or other. Cyclones, maybe? I don't know. There was some bar right on the beach in Mission Bay. And we went to the X Games, and we're hanging out at the X Games. And I see this dude all in black with a black, bandana pulled back and everything, and big black shades. And this kid's running like crazy. He's like dodging people. He runs up to this dude and gives him fucking waters and drinks and stuff, and the dude's like, thanks a lot, kid, keep the change. And I'm like, well, motherfucker. So I look, I'm like, oh, that's Macho Man Randy Savage, who was my shit back when I was a kid watching WWF and WWE. I was like, oh shit. So then later on I go to the bar and I'm hanging out, and the bouncer's like, I spend a lot of times in the bars, I spend a lot of time with the bouncers hanging out, just because I like talk with the staff, I guess. I don't know if it's a management thing from, managing restaurants or whatever, but either way, I like the guys in the trenches. They give me the information on the girls and stuff. Plus, it's nice to not have to wait in line. But either way, I usually spend a lot of time out hanging out with the bouncers, and so I go to this place, and this bouncer comes up right away. We're on the top. I'm on the top deck, drinking under umbrellas and shit. And this dude runs up. He's like, "Hey man," he goes, "Dude, you'll never guess who I got to kick out last night." And I go, Randy the Macho Man Savage. And he goes, fuck, how did you know? I go, I don't know. We've been at X Games all day and I just saw him. So he goes, yeah, he came in and he has a limo drop him off in the front. And he comes in and he goes, he's with a girl who looked way too young, which was gross hearing about. But he comes in and the bouncer ID, he's like, I need ID from the girl. And Macho Man is like, dude, I'm Macho Man. Don't you know who I am? You think I'd come in here with this girl, man? You know, the underage. Bouncer's like, man, I'm sorry. I need some fucking ID, man. Like, she looks way too young. So he ends up having to fucking bounce. He had to, like, get in the limo and take off. But, Macho Man, not cool. What else have I... Roadhouse. I watched Roadhouse. The new Roadhouse. I was upset about the first casting with that Ronda Rousey because she's trash. I don't mind Jake Gyllenhaal. I hate the Irish dude. The fuck is that guy's name? Shithead. He hit an old guy in the pub because he didn't drink his whiskey. Fuck that. But I watched the movie. It was not bad. Like people are ripping on it and shit. But they're purists, you know, they don't want anything remade. I thought it was fun. It was a good watch. Watched King Richard with Will. Wasn't going to watch it because of the slap thing, but he's so fucking good. He's so good in everything that he's in. I was like, I watched it. And damn, that is impressive that the guy, you know, the Williams sisters, their dad did so much. I'd like to know what their other sisters did in life, because, you know, he really kind of drilled them, instilled in them, you know, the right values to succeed. So, but it was kind of amazing to see how, you know, responsible he was for those two girls' success. But good movie. Watched the OJ thing again. Fucking guilty bastard. It was interesting to see the timeline though, because I remember when it seemed like he kind of dropped off and started doing really weird shit. And it was apparently when he went down to Florida, like, I mean, this was before social media and shit, so nobody really kept tabs on him. But as soon as he got down to Florida, he started doing dumb shit, which makes sense, because that's where it is. You want to do dumb shit, move to Florida. I recently got into an online argument with this dude. Made me realize that I need to fucking back it off. Don't want to get into an intelligence debate with some fucking dude from Florida. He was a failed athlete, like trainer now. I pulled up all of his videos and they're like, every one of them he's ripping his shirt off at some point. So I started to get into it and I'm like, oh shit, you're from Florida. But yeah, fucking OJ, good riddance. I'm glad that a dude that lived his life so like contingent on the way people saw him. I'm glad that fucker was tortured there at the end, because it probably drove him crazy. People not liking him, especially the kind of people that he wanted to like him. The rich. What else? Watched The Matrix. Awesome movie. Tried to watch the second one. I remember why I didn't like it immediately. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, is it real? Are they Matrix? What is it? A fucking program? What? If you can guess, I've been laying low because the truck was smashed up. So I've been watching a lot of TV. Okay, so totally off fucking subject. Sup, baby? Think about Blair Street Brew and Barbecue. I owned a barbecue restaurant in Madison. It's called Blair Street Brew and Barbecue. It had a really cute VW Bug, all pink with a curly tail in back. The Oinkster. We had Oink 1 on the license plate. It was going to be our delivery car. It was parked out front of the restaurant for a while. And it was kind of getting to be a landmark. That was the first run-in that I had with city government where I was like, fuck this. But because it wasn't moving that much, they counted it as a sign and it needed to be approved. And I'm like, guys, this was a fucking rundown strip mall with broken windows and boarded up shit. You got mad when I painted it. You got mad when I fucking did landscaping. And you got mad because I'm parking something out here where people are like coming to take pictures with it. Like, instead of embracing it as a community builder and a, possible landscape. But so Blair Street Brew and Barbecue was open for a while. We won some awards. They're on my piggy. For the Taste of Madison, which is a prestigious food festival. So Blair Street, yes. So my silent partner was this douchebag asshole prick that was known in Madison as being a slumlord. Cliff. Ugh, what a disgusting person. His wife was cool. So was kind of a douche. Also, looked like Napoleon Dynamite. Pretty sure they had like a mail order, not bride, but like mail order girlfriend for him. It's very cute, very intelligent Vietnamese girl. But, and for the son, not the husband. The husband's wife, Jean, very nice lady. I figured when all the shit went south, she would be the voice of reason, but I believe she was just as crooked as Cliff. So, what Cliff does is he gets people to open up restaurants in a space and then he steals them. And as soon as I opened up the restaurant, I'd heard all of this from people around the community. So I was trying to get an ownership agreement in place, and he was hoping I would not be able to make rent. And I think like the fourth month that I was open, I made rent, and his business manager came down with a letter for eviction, and he was like, fucking sorry, man, I don't know. I was like, it's all right. I figured this was going to happen. So, landlord / silent partner tried to reopen the business with my logo and everything after he evicted me the next month after I had moved town. And side note, somebody from around the community kept busting out his big bay windows in front, which was awesome. I was really good buddies with the mechanic across the street at the Goodyear, and he'd send me pictures every week, a different bay window blasted out and plywooded up. So failed restaurant, opened up again, failed restaurant, opened up again, failed restaurant. So I'm glad he evicted the only successful person that was in there. But just a horrible person. And I keep waiting to hear about karma getting him, but the dude's always like taking different vacations and living large and just fucking over people. So, but the whole reason why I was reminded of this story was because of a jerky treat, a delicious jerky treat. And just to give you a little capsule of how disgusting this fucking Cliff character is. In the morning when we were doing construction and things, I had my office set up in the dining room while we were constructing the office and everything like that. And I'd go over financials in the morning and do my ordering and stuff that he was not privy to or understand. And he would want to assert his kind of dominance over me. So he would come in the morning when I would be there and he would eat breakfast behind me. And his fucking breakfast was so fucking gross. I tried to block it out. It was saltines, sardines, and olives, or pepperoncinis or some shit. Olives maybe? It was something gross. But he would sit behind me and fucking chomp on these. And the whole reason he'd sit behind me is because I was like, dude, do you have to eat that behind me? It stinks. And he'd be like, and so very next day he starts fucking eating it right behind me and like fucking pretending to watch over my shoulder. So I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then the next day I just wore my headphones and then he stopped. So when we first took over this restaurant, it was a custard place. And I opened up a barbecue restaurant. So everybody kind of working there knew that I was food, a food guy. I was making lunches and stuff, doing, menu testing and stuff, and just giving stuff away. So we have to wait to take out this huge custard machine because we need to take out the bay windows in front because this thing is so huge. The bay windows that were knocked out from my loving community. Thank you, Madtown, whoever did it. And we're moving this huge fucking custard machine, right? And the custard machine had counters on it, so there was nasty shit on the sides, like just disgusting amounts of crap on the sides, right? So we're moving this thing, and it's kind of stuck to the wall, to the counter, and I fucking bang it with a sledge. Boom, knock it free. And this thin strip. So, huge custard machine. And then, from the side is the sides are made of metal. And off of the metal, on the bottom, a perfect strip of fucking, perfect brown fucking nasty sludge shit, custard shit that is dripped off the side and hardened on the bottom. Because even when they wiped off the sides, you never wipe off the bottom of it. So this fucking thin strip falls off, and I'm hanging out with these guys that are doing the work, these Hispanic dudes, and I'm like, it looks like jerky, da-da-da-da-da, and none of them know what beef jerky is, which is weird. And a lot of Hispanics don't know about root beer either. So if you have a Hispanic friend in the Midwest, give them jerky. They won't like it. Their reaction is pretty funny. Give them root beer. They will like it. They'll become addicts. So I'm like, it looks like jerky. It looks like jerky. And nobody's getting it. And I was just like, this is funny. And I set the strip aside. So Cliff's fucking son comes in. And I go, hey man, you should try some of my homemade jerky. And this motherfucker picks it up and fucking chomps it before I can even boom. And he gets a couple of, and I was like, no dude, spit that out. And he's like, what? And he's really dim-witted, so he's still kind of chewing, like, what? And I was like, dude, fucking spit it out for real. And he's like, blah, blah. And I was like, that was fucking nasty strip from the custard machine, you fucker. Fucking jerk off. Yeah, Blair Street. Ruined barbecue. What else is going on? The Caitlyn Clark Angel Reese thing is, well, Angel Reese is now dwindling. But the Caitlyn Clark thing is going on. That's taken a different twist. So Caitlyn Clark, record setter. Everybody's saying greatest college women's basketball player ever. Which, I don't know, man. There's some greats out there. I was a big fan of Cheryl Miller when I was a kid, just young enough to kind of understand the basketball. And there have been some amazing, dominant, but they're more size mismatch. She is, a Steph Curry type generating shots. So who knows? It's debatable. Either way, she put college basketball on the map. There was a game last year where Angel Reese, power forward, kind of shit talked her on their way to winning the championship. Put Angel Reese on the map. God bless, good for you. She's getting a bag now. Both of these girls made mistakes by going to the pros. They would have made more money, had an easier time, had more fanfare in college. And they both had one more year of eligibility. So they both declared, went to the pros. Caitlyn Clark got a offer to join Ice Cube's Big Three for like $3 million, $5 million, something like that. She's going to the pros. I get it. She wants to establish herself, prove herself. She's a competitor. She wants to go to the next league and see if she's got what it takes. They then upped it up after her preseason debut where she put up 21. And like the couple of clips that I saw of her in this game, like the defender is in her fucking face. These girls in the WNBA are fucking pissed about Caitlyn Clark coming in. And I do not get it. Diana Taurasi said something right away. And I get it. Shit talking, but a lot of it is animosity towards Caitlyn Clark. And this is what they need. They needed something like this. One, the whole reason why, the public attention was on these girls last year was because of the rivalry thing. You need a rivalry thing. You need a good and a bad guy. And unfortunately, the Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese thing, you're good or bad guy depending on what skin color you had. And I think the reason why so many people are passionate about Caitlyn Clark is because, she's a white chick. And she's, killing it in predominantly, black sport. Although there have been bigs like Rebecca Lobo. Either way, I think that's why a lot of white people are passionate about Caitlyn Clark. So, but either way, you need a rivalry. So, both of these girls got drafted. People are fucking buying up tickets. People are like, these teams that play are like packaging against Indiana Fever and stuff like that. Like, it's awesome for women's basketball. Caitlyn Clark's press conference after her first preseason game was like, what's the biggest difference? And she goes, flying fucking economy is the biggest difference. She's like, we used to have chartered fucking flights. And she was in, she played for Iowa. So 2 days later, I don't know if she's the commissioner or whatever, but commissioner of the WNBA announces, hey, we're going to have fucking chartered flights now. We just got to, get the planes and stuff. But it's going to be like $20 million. So NBA's footing the bill for that. But, shit, she's improving the sport. Games are televised now. Games were televised before, but more games are televised now. They're televising fucking preseason games and shit. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but either way. She's bringing attention to the sport, man. You should be embracing that. But instead, these ladies are fucking going after her. Should be interesting. People are going to watch, I guess. If it's, one girl against a bunch of other people, it's kind of a bully thing. Ooh, intriguing. So that's what's going on in my life. The doggies are doing good. My plan for the land. Plan for the land is dog sanctuary. I want to build a shelter and take in dogs. And then I don't need a woman. It's just me and the dogs living on the mountain. I have to find a dog-friendly lady to accompany me on the mountainside, where we'll make moonshine and kids. Yes. So that is what is going on with me. We did another podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I think, episode 11. I talked about a bunch of meaningless shit. No, it's not meaningless. It's my life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to my yammering. And, thanks for the people that subscribe to my channel. I got notifications that people subscribe to my channel. That was pretty cool. Thank you. I'm technologically challenged, so I wasn't able to see all of them. But I did get one notification. My buddy Shu. What up, Shu? Thanks for tuning in, I guess. Now that I know that people will watch, I plan on starting to talk about some more serious topics. And I think next we are going to tackle the evil orange man. Stay tuned. Thanks. Oh, and left lanes for passing. And quit fucking dropping off your spouse and then parking in front of the fucking grocery store. It's dangerous. Park in a stall and then pick her up. You're being a dick to other people.